And welcome to the Henk Ruys Soccer Center. This matchup will be the 18U Men's Division II gold medal game. You got your Smashing Bananas Black and your Huskies Elite. A couple of familiar names to these provincial finals. A couple of familiar programs that tend to find themselves here. Smashing Bananas out of Prince Albert. Huskies, of course, Saskatoon based. And we'll see who heads out of the Henk with gold today. Huskie Elite, coached by Mark Roth. Smashing Bananas, under the tutelage of Graham McGregor. Smashing Bananas seated number 3 in Division II, 4-0 in pool play. Quarterfinal, defeating the 17U RVC Green team. And in the semifinals, defeating the Saskatoon Phoenix. Huskies, how did they get here? Solid in pool play, 4-0. They defeated JCVC and the BVC Lightning. Straight sets. Who do you got in this one? Smashing Bananas Black in the near court, to your perspective, with the mostly white jerseys with the black trim. Huskies in their familiar Husky green, far court. And Huskies will serve first. Tate Trevors will induce play. Far court, top of your screen. Watch for that coming in hot. Smashing Bananas. Setting up a big swing here, but the Huskies are there with the block. Huskie Elite, David Revitt, one of the personnel that was there to throw up that impenetrable block. Smashing Bananas. Good first pass, good set coming out of the hand of the setter, Cale Ford. They get him the ball again, and Ford. Good recovery there by Bennett Roth, and Roth steps up with a big swing. Dug nicely by the Bananas. Roth is going to have another go at it here. Played by the libero, Booten. And a big swing, but into the net. And the Huskies go up a quick deuce here. As Bennett Roth, a couple of big swings early. Tate Trevors, his team up a couple. Played by the libero for the Smashing Bananas. Back set, played back row. Free ball here for the Bananas. Opportunity to do something. Once again, that block is there, but were people on the net? It looks like they were, yep. Referee saying that members of the Huskies were tangled up in the net, so. Side out Bananas. Cole McGregor gets play going. Dug by the Huskies libero. After that, McGregor serve. Big swing. And handled nicely by the Bananas. Free ball over. Huskies going to get an opportunity here. No, they have to settle for the free ball there. A little bit of a miscommunication. And some net play there. Rally happening. Push to the back of the court. And a good heads-up play at the net. The Smashing Bananas, Jackson Robertson. Had a great opportunity there at the net. Great vertical on the kid. And he was able to assess nobody at that spot, just to his left. And he was able to bury to get his team a point. Some great rallies here. As the Huskies, Bennett Roth, he's had some looks as he steps up and delivers a whammo. And gets the Huskies a point. Must have went off some Smashing Bananas personnel. Now Roth to serve. Played by the Bananas libero, Booten. And a big swing, but the block was there for the Huskies. Blake Pearton. Where he needed to be. 4-2. Green guys. Roth. Booten. Ford. Tried the one-handed set, and I don't think the official, I think Roth had to reach over the net to grab that, so over the nets and point Huskies. They're up 3. Checking in for the Smashing Bananas now is Mike Head. Roth, Booten, Head back row. And tipped over the net. However, there with the block was Blake Pearton. That guy just jumps in the air and just hangs there. A little gravity defyment. Good hang time as Roth, his team up 4, serves. Booten, Ford, and a big swing there from Matt Tkachuk. Ford, Tkachuk, whammo, 6-3, side out Bananas. Good hard serve from the Bananas. And taking a couple swings at it at the net there for the Huskies was Yehor Polishuk. However, the Bananas all over the net. Big presence there, not allowing him to get that big swing in, and it's a point for the Bananas. 6-4 the score now. 4 serving 6, if you will. Good hard serve from Jackson Robertson. Bananas punched over the net. Huskies grab that. Off the block. And a good swing from David Revitt. Oh. Who is that?
Summit over the PA goal.
Okay. We just heard that the Summit volleyball team were the Division I winners out at Weyburn. We had that live stream going. Third set race to 15 necessary in that one. Here at the Henk Ruys, the Huskies with an 8-4 lead here. Blake Pearton. Boom. Just over the net. Played by Booten. Ford. Good communication there off the block. Ryland Dick got a piece of it. And tipped over the net by the Huskies. Booten dirtying up the knee pads. And a big swing there from the Huskies. Ryland Dick. And Smashing Banana is going to go with a personnel change here. Cole McGregor is going to check in. Mike and Head is out. 9-4 Huskies lead. They got some momentum on their side here early in this first set. Pearton, played by McGregor. Block is there for the Huskies. Bananas, good heads-up play at the net. I think that was Carter Kripp. Just able to get up in the air and direct that ball to some vacant tiles. And checking in is Ronan McDougall, 5-serving niner here. Played by the Huskies. Oh yeah, big swing. And stepping up and delivering a whammo was David Revitt. And for the Huskies, Jaden Eberle checks in to serve. And delivering that swing is Matt Tkachuk, off the block and out of bounds. Tkachuk now, his team down by 4. Eberle. And some net play there, and the Huskies unable to corral that stray. Good job at the net by the Smashing Bananas to send that right into the opposition court. And now Tkachuk. Tkachuk, oh, high risk reward with those jump serves. Side out Huskies. Yehor Polishuk to serve now. Polishuk, played by McGregor, and tipped over the net by Ford. Good heads-up play by Ford. Huskies unable to fish that out of the net, and Cale Ford, the setter for the Smashing Bananas, with an opportune dump. And checking in for the Bananas now is David Morin. Morin just subbing in moments ago. Good hard serve by Morin. That one handcuffed the libero for the Huskies a little bit, Maurice Arandu, but they managed to salvage it. Polishuk. And pushing that to the back of the court are the Huskies. Bananas. Ford takes a swing at it, and Eberle trying to get a forearm on it, but it careens out of bounds. Smashing Bananas within a deuce here. 9 serving 11. As David Morin will deal again here. Good hard serve from Morin. And at the net, good heads-up play by Bennett Roth. He's been really, really good for the Huskies on that left side. Ryland Dick to serve now. His team up 3. Played by Tkachuk. Chasing that down is McDougall and sent over the net by the Bananas. Off the block, McDougall recovers. Pushed over the net by Ford. Huskies with another crack at it here. McDougall, Booten, and off the block. Polishuk trying to make a play there, but that ball just a little bit out of reach and a little bit coming in hot. Coming in a little bit too hot for him to work with. And now serving for the Bananas is Cale Ford. Ford, played by Roth. And a good heads-up play there by Tate Trevors. Huskies Tate Trevors. 13-10, his team leads. Bananas have come close. Huskies have bent, but they haven't broke. And a good heads-up play. Ford getting that over to Carter Kripp. And Kripp, fully aware that the opposition was moving in one direction, used their momentum against them to deposit that into some vacant court. And now Cole McGregor to serve for the Bananas. Huskies, big swing opportunity there. David Revitt, and he lowers the boom and gets his team's 3-point lead back. Bennett Roth to serve again. Booten, Ford, block was there, tipped over the net. Arandu, the libero, was there. And now the Bananas with an opportunity. Arandu diving dig. And they set up Polishuk. And Yehor Polishuk once again delivers on that left side. 15-11. Huskies lead it. Bennett Roth gives to a waiting Cole McGregor. Punched over the net. And unable to get that through the block were the Huskies. Blake Pearton gave it a try. Bananas trying to push it through. Arandu, diving dig. And stepping up with the swing is Blake Pearton. Had that opportunity. You could see his pupils just dilate as he knew that the opportunity to deliver a big swing was right there, and he did just that. 16-11. Bennett Roth gets it to a waiting McGregor. Ford at the net. And a good heads-up play by Polishuk. Yehor Polishuk once again where he needed to be. 17-11, Huskies lead it. And personnel change for the Bananas here as Samuel Canton is going to check in. Jackson Robertson is out for the time being. Roth just over the net. Ford setting up Tkachuk. Arandu dug that. Tate Trevors the setter. He's been all over the court for the Huskies. Tkachuk, Arandu, Trevors, and Polishuk. Yehor Polishuk yet again. And the deeper we get into this first set, the more he's become a factor. 13 green here, 18-11, his squad leads it. Played by McGregor. Quick set Ford. And Samuel Canton checking into this game. Gets an important side out for his squad, who trail 18-12 Personnel change for the Smashing Bananas, as heading out is Morin. And checking in is James Carrier. Bananas serving, down 6. Just over the net, Polischuk, and that was a good, tough serve. Narrowing the deficit to 5, Samuel Canton. Canton with the cannon moments ago. Canton, another tough serve there. Polischuk played that. Trevors, and there's the big swing from Blake Pearton. Oh, man, that's tough for the Bananas. Just when you get a little bit of momentum going, you get that whammo right back in your grill. Potent Huskies offense here. Pearton, 19-13. Booten, McGregor, and Booten passes that over. Roth, Trevors, and did that go off of anyone? Nope, ball sent out of bounds, off of Husky personnel. And 14-19 here. Ronan McDougall. McDougall gets that to a waiting Roth. Trevors and Polischuk. And it looked as though Smashing Banana personnel were on the net here as they're doing everything they can to try and deal with Yehor Polischuk, but another point for the Huskies. Jaden Eberle is going to check in, subbing off David Revitt. And timeout called by the Bananas after Eberle checked in. 20-14 the score. Huskies lead it. Smashing Bananas. They've had their moments, but the Huskies just so sound on defense and that potent offense. Yehor Polischuk has had some big swings. Tate Trevors, their setter, has been everywhere, all over the court, putting it on a tee for his teammates. Huskies coached by Mark Roth. Graham McGregor of the Smashing Bananas trying to do what he can to alter momentum and perhaps ensnare a coach's point for his squad. So Jaden Eberle came in off the bench to serve and then got frozen from Graham McGregor, coach of the Smashing Bananas, but he induces play. Tough serve to return there. And the Bananas trying to get something going here. Tkachuk. And did that go off of anyone? Out of bounds. Off of no one. Point Huskies, 21-14. They go up a converted touchdown here as Jaden Eberle will have to wait just a little bit as Mike and Head checks in here. Booten, McDougall, and quick set there to Carrier. Huskies respond, but Bananas can't corral it. 22-14. Things are looking good for the Huskies to ensnare a first set win here at this point. Not done yet as Booten to McDougall. Net play. Arandu grabs that, and Yehor Polischuk delivers another whammo. 23-14, what do you even do? Eberle, Booten, Polischuk, Trevors, and Polischuk. Dug by Booten. Arandu, Trevors, he's going to go to Polischuk again. Yehor Polischuk has become a story in this opening set. Set point for Jaden Eberle and the Huskies. Head, dug by Booten. Free ball here. Tkachuk pushes that over the net. Back row Roth. Blocked. Eberle scrambling after that ball. Huskies can't corral it, and the Smashing Bananas not going quietly into the night. 24-15, Matt Tkachuk. And that'll do it for the Huskies. A convincing 25-15 first set win. Smashing Bananas are going to take their 2 minutes here and try and formulate a plan to deal with this potent Husky squad. The offense was there. Tate Trevors putting it on a tee for the likes of Yehor Polischuk and Blake Pearton. We'll see how set 2 plays out. We'll be back momentarily with that set number 2 in this 18U Men's Division II Gold Medal Final. And we're back with set number 2, Smashing Bananas and the Husky Elite squad here. Heard that the Summit Volleyball Club took the Div 1 gold out at Warman Home Building Center, Communiplex. Smashing Bananas dropping a 25-15 opening set to the Huskies here. Cale Ford serves, but the Huskies, Bennett Roth. And the Huskies putting their best foot forward as Roth comes in and delivers a big swing. We'll see if the Huskies can get some sustained momentum. Tate Trevors. One of those fun to watch setters, Trevors. It was opening set, watching him scramble all over the court, teeing up his teammates. Huskies there. Trevors was there to cover the block. However, good job at the net there from Jackson Robertson. Recognizing that he had a free shot into the Huskies court, and his athleticism does not betray him, as he does exactly what he needs to do to get the side out. And the point, 1-1. And just through the hands of Tate Trevors. He was in motion, the setter was, and that one went right through his hands. The Bananas with a 2-1 lead here in this second set. Must win for the Bananas and Graham McGregor's squad here as they try and force a third set race to 15. Arandu, Roth, and dug at the net. Pearton dug that out and pushed over the net by Bennett Roth. Bananas with an opportunity to get a big swing here. And stepping up and making no mistake is Carter Kripp. And will the Bananas be able to smash their way to a third set here? They've had some big swings that have paid the bills early to give them a 3-1 lead against the Huskies. Roth, Trevors. And right where he needed to be to deliver a big swing's David Revitt. And Revitt winds and fires and gets the side out. 3-2 the score. Bennett Roth now pushes that over the net where McGregor is waiting. Off the block, Pearton. Banana's going to try again. Tkachuk, dug by the Huskies. Trevors, and passed over by Polishchuk. Yehor Polishchuk. Oh man, he delivered some big swings in that opening set, and just getting that ball over the net, and good things happening there as PA scrambling a little bit, and now Bennett Roth to serve again. This game squared up at 3. Booten, Ford, Tkachuk. Tkachuk ran out of time and space a little bit there. Good job fishing that out of the net by Trevors. And his team pushes it over. Ford, back off the block, out of bounds though. Pearton got the block there. And delivering that swing was Carter Kripp again. Off the block, out of bounds, side out Bananas. 4-3, they lead it. As Jackson Robertson will serve now. Orandu, Trevors. Polishchuk blocked that time. Dug by Trevors. Roth. Polishchuk gets another try. And the block is there this time. Carrier and Kripp, no thank you, they say. And now Jackson Robertson, his team up a deuce. Orandu. Trevors. Let's try Polishchuk again. Nope, just off the antenna. And 6-3, the Smashing Bananas lead here. So did the Bananas make the necessary adjustments in between the first and second set? Polishchuk, Trevors. Goes back this time, and he's going to try his luck with David Revitt. I thought that one was headed straight for Yehor Polishchuk, who had so many kills in that first set, but no, this time they try Revitt, and they get the side out, and now serving for the Huskies is Blake Pearton. Booten. Grabbed by the Bananas. Block is there. Polishchuk getting involved at the net. And now the Huskies trail by 1. Pearton trying to even things up for his squad in set number 2 here. Good serve from Pearton, played by McGregor. Ford, and delivering that swing is Matt Tkachuk. Bananas, 7-5, they lead it. McDougall, Polishchuk, Trevors. Oh, and Trevors working well with Ryland Dick. Up the middle. And now Jaden Eberle to check in. Eberle trailing by 1 along with his Huskies. Booten gets a piece of that serve and a big swing. Stepping up and delivering is James Carrier. And the Bananas bending but not breaking when it comes to holding that lead in this second set. Is David Morin going to come in? Graham McGregor. Oh, Morin coming in for Tkachuk. Okay. Seen Morin come in and deal a few times. He goes through his pre-serve routine and delivers that right to Roth, Trevors, and Polishchuk. Just pumping the brakes. Didn't quite go with the high velocity smash there. Just altered his trajectory a little bit to send that over top of the block and get the side out. 7-8 right now with the aforementioned Polishchuk serving momentarily here. Oh, that one pinballing through the court, and eventually PA able to get that over the net. Trevors. And sent over the net by Roth. Ford. The block was there, though. Bennett Roth squares it at 8 for his Huskies. Yehor Polishchuk. Good hard serve. Booten. McDougall. Blocked at the net. Recovered by Roth. Ball's out of bounds. Who'd that go off of? Went off of Banana personnel, so the Huskies now with a 9-8 lead. Yehor Polishchuk. We'll see if he can keep dealing here. Good hard serve. Tkachuk from his knees. McDougall. And delivering that swing is Carrier. Side out Bananas. 9-9 the score. Let's go here in this second set. Teams trading points. Good entertaining game. And a good take from the Huskies as that ball sails through the court. Side out. And point number 10 for the green team, Ryland Dick. Booten. Ford chases that down. Free ball. McDougall sends that over the net. Eberle, Trevors, and Pearton. That go off of anyone? Off the block. Referee saying point Huskies. 11-9. Looked like there may have been some Smashing Bananas personnel in the net there. As Ryland Dick, his team up a couple. Blake Booten, libero, having a quick chat with the referee before getting back into position. Side out, point Bananas. Personnel change, Carter Kripp checking in for the Smashing Bananas. Polishchuk, Trevors. Oh, the block was there. Jackson Robertson saying no thank you to that potent swing coming from the Husky side of the net. Ford, Polishchuk, Trevors. And Bennett Roth once again steps up and delivers. Key side out there with this game squared up at 11. 12-11 now, the Huskies lead it. Tate Trevors sends that over the net to Booten. Ford. Trevors plays that, big swing. And Roth sends that over the net. McGregor, 19 for the Bananas, had that big swing moments ago. And the Huskies. Booten keeps it alive. Net play. And Booten takes. Side out Smashing Bananas. Good rally between these squads. This is a good entertaining game here. Loving it. Cole McGregor now, 12-12 the score. Polishchuk, Trevors, and Pearton out of bounds. That go off anyone? No, it didn't. And the Bananas get the lead back. First time in a minute they've been ahead here. Polishchuk, but nobody there. And the Smashing Bananas go up a couple here, 14-12. Trevors. And the Huskies shooting themselves in the foot a little bit here. A little bit of a hiccup. We'll see if they can settle things down here. McGregor. That's going to be unplayable for the Huskies, and a 4-point lead for the Smashing Bananas now. And yeah, the Huskies are going to call a timeout. as Mark Roth is going to rally the troops here. Smashing Bananas doing just that. Delivering some big hits. Winning some back and forth rallies. And they have what one could say a bit of a commanding lead here, 16-12. Huskies took the first set 25-15. Bananas trying to force that third set here at the Henk Ruys Soccer Center on a beautiful sunny afternoon. It was beautiful and sunny when I came in here a few hours ago. Hopefully it's still that way. We all know that weather can change rather quickly in Saskatchewan. Smashing Bananas vocal on that far court. They're feeling it right now. Cole McGregor trying to keep the momentum going. Arandu, Trevors, and Roth off the block. They're going to be able to play that. Tkachuk brings it back in, and Booten sends it over the net after Tkachuk had to go for a jog to grab it. Trevors setting up Roth. The block is there, and nobody able to grab it. Jackson Robertson, oh, he's fired right up after that block. 17-12. Polishchuk, Trevors, and off the antenna, and David Revitt. And Eberle's going to check in now. Revitt out, Eberle in. Cole McGregor continuing on his run. Nice serve. Arandu having a tough time with it. Trevors, and pushed over the net by Roth. Booten, Ford, and over the net by Robertson. Eberle trying to get to it. Roth trying to salvage it and make a play, and just everything going the way of the Smashing Bananas here in set number 2. 19-12, they lead. Those serves coming in hot. Trevors, Roth, and the Huskies breaking up a bit of a run here with that side out. Trevors to Roth, whammo, 13-19. Bennett Roth will serve now. McGregor, Ford, Tkachuk, out of bounds. Oh. And are the Huskies starting to creep back into things in this second set here? Roth, Booten, Ford, off the block. Robertson tried. Ford going to try Tkachuk now, off the block. Did that stay in bounds? Oh, out of bounds off the Huskies, and Smashing Bananas win the race to 20 here. As Jackson Robertson, Arandu, back row, Roth, and Polishchuk tipped over the net, recovered by the Bananas. Big swing, out of bounds, off of anyone. Nope. Huskies get the side out. 15-20 here. Pearden serving for the Huskies. Tkachuk punches that over. Good heads-up play, Matt Tkachuk. 21-15. The Huskies fairly convincing in set 1. Can the Smashing Bananas respond in kind? Ronan McDougall. Polishchuk, Trevors, Polishchuk. And Smashing Banana personnel on the net as well. So it'll be 16-21 here. Jaden Eberle. McGregor. McDougall off the block, out of bounds. Good job to smash that off the block. And 22-16, the Bananas lead here. Matt Tkachuk. Maurice Arandu, the libero. And Polishchuk delivers. And now Yehor Polishchuk. Polishchuk just over the net. Booten waiting. Big swing from Roth, dug by Booten. Ford dumps it. Trevors setting up Roth. Roth at the net. Directs that into the opposition court. 22-18, timeout called by head coach Graham McGregor of the Smashing Bananas. Bananas trying to lock down set 2 here and force a third set to 25. Very strong set for the Huskies. They were getting some big swings in that the Smashing Bananas really just didn't seem to have any answer for. However, in this second set, strong net play by the Bananas, taking away some of those weapons, that double-barreled attack with Polishchuk and Pearton, and Roth was a big part of things as well, all set up by Tate Trevors. Huskies just haven't been able to do that in this second set. They've shot themselves in the foot a little bit here, but we'll see if they can finish strong here. 22-18 the score. They trail. Yehor Polishchuk. Into the net. And now James Carrier. Roth, Trevors, and pushed over the net by the Huskies. Dick. However, play blown dead. Point Huskies. Double contact called on the Bananas, so the Huskies get to 19 here. They'd have to go on an improbable run here for this second set to take care of the Bananas in straight sets. Not impossible. Tkachuk, Booten, and was that off of anyone? Out of bounds, sailed straight through the court. Nope. No touch on that. 23-20. Ryland Dick. Tkachuk, McDougall, and tipped over the net by the Bananas. Roth set up by Trevors, dug back row Tkachuk, and Smashing Bananas personnel on the net. And after the Huskies shot themselves in the foot a little bit, some, dare we say, unforced errors coming from the Bananas side of things. 23-21. Huskies on a roll. Booten, McDougall, big swing off the block, off of Booten, and 22-23. Booten shakes that off. Booten, McDougall, and pushed over the net by McGregor. Eberle, Trevors, and a big swing from Roth, dug by Booten. Roth again. A little bit of a game within a game there with Roth and Booten. Booten dug him, and he said, give me another one, and Roth did. 23-23. Momentum on the side of the Huskies here. Tkachuk, McDougall, blocked there by Pearton. Ford, and the Huskies at the net. And almost sent over the net. Ryland Dick almost with an improbable play, but a side out for the Smashing Bananas, and they have set point here with Cale Ford heading to serve. Substitution for the Bananas, as out goes Ronan McDougall, checking in as Carter Kripp. 24-23 Bananas. Polishchuk, Trevors, Roth, block. Arandu is there. Trevors. Oh, Trevors with the dump. Arandu, Trevors, Roth, off the block. Back row save by Tkachuk. The ball's running around. Smashing Bananas trying to corral it. They can't. That Maverick volleyball just pinballing through the Bananas court. Couldn't get a handle on it. And now Tate Trevors 24-24. Booten, Tkachuk. And pushed over the net by Jackson Robertson. Out of bounds. And 25-24, the Huskies lead. Timeout called Smashing Bananas. They're going to try and freeze the Huskies here. Wow, what a comeback for the Huskies. It did not look good. Down a bunch. And the Smashing Bananas are going to try and close out this second set here, but it's the Huskies who have championship point here. I believe 23-18 was the score, but the Huskies going on a bit of a run. They got the mojo right now. Graham McGregor, though, with that timeout, he'll see if he can commandeer that important momentum here. Mark Roth, head coach of the Husky Elite. Sure. Huskies trying to close it out here. Tate Trevors, who's been all over the court today. His team at championship point, 25-24. Tkachuk, Ford, into the net, and that'll do it. Every dog has their day, and there's certainly a lot of days where it works out for the Huskies. 18U men's Division II gold medals. Mark Roth and company getting the W here at the Henk Ruys Soccer Center. Smashing Bananas black, just unable to get the job done in that second set, and the Huskies just turning it on. So much talent on this squad. Their backs were against the wall, several do-or-die situations, and they managed to fight off the Bananas and take gold in straight sets. 26-24. The Huskies are golden in 18U men's Division II. Hey, thank you very much for joining us today for all of our final matchups between here and Warman out at their amazing facility there. Ryan Schweitzer from the Flying Fox Media. A big thank you to Sask Volleyball for having us again this year and live streaming these championship provincial finals. It's been our pleasure to do so, and very much excited for next year. That'll do it from the Henk Ruys Soccer Center. Good day from Saskatoon.